Okay, welcome to the Major Sales Training Podcast at the Andy Elliott headquarters. I'm here with Chandler Widman. I've been calling him Chandler Widman for the longest time, and it's finally corrected yesterday. This is my coach, Chandler Widman, and really crazy story about like how we got connected. A lot of you guys know, like I posted like a hate reel towards Andy Elliott like a long time ago, and then Chandler reached out to me shortly after, be like, "Hey, cool reel, keep it up." I was like, "Dude, come on." This guy is just another one of those like hoorah sales dudes with the Elliott guys, and it turns out like my life's dramatically transformed in the last 8 months from January, from when I posted it, and then you reached out to me late January. And now, like, so much good has happened in my life. And I think the full circle moment for me was seeing them play that video
Yeah.
at the event yesterday. Like, to see how crazy my life has changed just from, like, you getting me in for one event and then joining the Brotherhood, which we'll talk about. But, like, it's insane, like, what has happened in the last 4 months since we joined the Brotherhood. So, and I'm grateful for you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I think that video...
For you as well.
That video just sums it up so well. Like, you can just see, like, Kaya and I's life is totally different now because you just sent me a DM. It's insane.
It's the power of one conversation, whether that's in person, that's online. Is we're all broken people trying to get better, and with every lie or every joke, there's always truth rooted in everything. And that's where I saw that video of, yeah, you're making fun of Andy for sure, but it's also like you have a great platform. You're very funny. It's like who you can become and who you're going to impact in this world. And that's what I saw instead of the negative connotation with the video. It's just cool. If you don't do anything about it, awesome. Who does this affect? Like, it's you at the end of the day. And we're good regardless, whatever you do or not. It's awesome, right? But it's going to impact you, your life, your family, your financial future, your kids that you coach. Everything is going to impact. And you went all in and put your back against the wall multiple different times. And
Yeah.
it's amazing every time we get together, we laugh of it's only been 4 months, 5 months, together. And it's like, who are we going to become this time next year? All the memories that we've made and of, fast forward or backing up to January, the end of January, I remember like for a month, I was asking for your phone number and you would never give it to me. I asked you 4 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you never gave me your number. And
I didn't know that.
yeah. And I'm like, eventually I'm going to get this. And then what hooked me was you said, I want to grow my coaching company. I said, okay, cool. I have an in now. Now I know how I can add some value to you. And then just sending you more value.
You sent me Zoom calls. I remember that.
Yep.
And it was Zoom calls of the Built to Scale webinar.
Yep.
About like just how to grow a coaching company. And I think that's when I was like, oh, cool. Like, this person legitimately wants to help me. And it was really weird because I'm like, I just threw rocks. And he just sent me hours of recordings and said, listen to this and then get back to me afterwards with notes. And I remember calling you and I'm like, these are my notes. This is what I learned. And it was nothing but just provide value and no harm, no foul. Like, you're cool, dude. Funny, real. But I think at that time in my life, like, I was like secretly hurting, like, and I just didn't really know it. I was overweight. I probably weighed around 245 pounds, 240 pounds when I made that reel. And I was making fun of how Andy would always tear people down about how, oh, you're fat. It's like, well, shoot, I was fat. Like, and so there was a lot of truth there, right? And I had always been insecure about my weight. And my wife is a freak athlete. She's in great shape. You know Kaya, like, she's incredible. Yeah. And our kids are freak athletes now too. But I wasn't. Like, I was just the big weightlifter, like the cheerleader guy. And I got away with not being as in shape because I would use, oh, I'm the big strong guy as the reason why, like, I wouldn't need to take care of my body. And my wife would like constantly kind of nag at me like, hey, track your food. Hey, watch your weight. And there'd be times even in our intimacy where I'm like, I'd get mad at her. I'm like, why are you never initiating? And then one night she was like, well, dude, you're kind of fat. And I got so freaking mad at her because I was like, oh, I deserve for you to put out all the time. I'm like, actually, not really. If I'm not taking care of myself and putting my best foot forward, why should I be expecting all this of you? And now I see that, but like at the time I didn't see that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my wife doesn't love me. Like, this isn't gonna work out. Like, it was just so dumb. So I just look back and I'm like, there was a lot of pain in there, but also I was still super ballsy, dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
and I think that ballsiness, like, you know, Andy talked about it yesterday, is like that sort of like ballsiness is what made this, right? And, you know, we had to see that same level of ballsiness when I just walked up to Logan Paul at the Limitless event. And I'm like, bro, you want to do a YouTube episode with me? And I got absolutely like shot down. It was awesome. I've always been ballsy. It's good. But I think I just needed to be around good people. Because like bringing Kaya here and then seeing everything you guys stand for, I don't work for I don't work for any company. Like I own my own sales training company, so I didn't have like a community to be with.
Yeah.
And I really lacked like that support of people that buoy me up.
And that's the most common thing that we find with high-level entrepreneurs, and that's what I struggled with as well too. Of like this young, successful entrepreneur, but no one's filling up my cup. I'm always pouring into my employees. You're always pouring into the kids that you mentor, but no one's filling up your cup. No one's pouring into your wife, and you're never getting recharged. You're always expending your battery all day long, and you're always out on the island by yourself. And that's where, for the first time in everyone's life of the brotherhood, it's like, this is home for the first time. And it's like, oh my gosh, there's other crazy people out there in the world that are as ballsy as I am.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, we're all in a room together, but no one drinks, none of us do drugs anymore. We've all had crazy backstories, but we're all on the same page of human development. Human excellence is what we're chasing, and getting closer to God, getting better shape, like you mentioned. We all come at different stages of life and success or not success, whatever it is, but we're all in the same boat, rowing in the same direction. That's so powerful of, like you just said, proximity of
Yeah.
who am I going to become in the process of, I thought I was doing good, thought I was doing okay, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually a small fish in a massive ocean. Instead
Oh
of a
yeah.
big fish in a small pond.
Something you said, really, like totally humbled me. I was like, when we were talking, I thought I was like top of the world. I was like, dude, I'm making like 10K a month. Like at the time when we started talking, I was like, dude, I'm making good money. We had just finished Door Con. I think our monthly recurring revenue had made it up to like 30K, 30 grand.
30,000.
I remember now. You're like, yeah, that's dog crap, dude. Like, that's awful. Like you could be making way more money, like $100,000 a month, $250,000 a month. And I'm like, what? Like this guy's what? Like, I'm like, great. This guy's just saying this so that I feel like I've got a pain point and that I need to go to buy his ticket. Like, so I think one of the dangers of being a salesman is being like, oh, they're tricking me. Like, no, I think sometimes people just want to help, right? And so, yeah, I think you telling me like, hey, you know, there's another level that you can go hit. And then also like I had been in like men's groups. Like there was one called The Collective. I told you about Corey Clark this morning. Great dude. It was more of like a mental health thing, but it wasn't like, it was amazing. Like I met some of my greatest friends and had some of my great connections. But dude, we weren't like, hey, you're getting jacked, like high standards, like this like very, very high level of standards and like really pushing yourself. That sort of intensity is always what has resonated with me better. But I think there was a time in my life where I really needed that like men's group, and everybody there was sales reps. There weren't like high level business owners there. But that group that I did with Corey was really crucial to a part in my life. But dude, like I still couldn't find a group of just people that were all crazy.
Yeah.
Like I really, really needed that. And I think bringing my wife in, she was like, oh my gosh, dude, like these people are crazy. And it's perfect because this works really well for you.
Yeah.
And, you know, I look back at, you know, we talked about this at lunch today. We talk about it all the time just because it's so crazy of like, if I had not decided to buy a ticket to the Business Mastery Syndicate, I would have not hired a coach because I did not want to show up fat. Okay. I would not have hired a fitness coach. I hired a fitness coach who helped me get shredded. When I showed up to the Business Mastery Syndicate, I still weighed like 223 pounds. Like I weighed in at 196 today. Like I think I'm down almost 30 pounds from the first time I came here with you. And, but there are these things that I started doing that really started to make me like take my life more seriously. Because, I'd always paid for mentors in my life. Like everybody at my event on March 3rd is a mentor that I've paid to help me in my life.
Yep.
But it was always one person. And I kind of goes back to too, like after I came back home from my church mission, after my dad had died, like I didn't have like a dad in my life. Nobody. So I would reach out to these mentors, like Jeremy Davis became a father figure in my life. Now we're brothers. Ben Kerr, another man that literally became like a father figure in my life. He really helped me out. Like after when I started major sales training, I'm like, dude, I need help. I want to just talk to you on the phone. And Ben Kerr didn't even offer mentorships. And I'm like, let me just pay you money to just hop on phone calls with you. And I just got a voice memo from him today. And he was just like, hey, dude, good job. You implemented the stuff we talked about.
Yeah.
I think as a coach, because now I'm on the coaching side, I get to see other kids implement the things that we're talking about. And it's so cool.
It's the most rewarding thing ever to see of whatever you coach someone on, they take it, they learn it, they apply it, and they actually change. And the results are always a million times more than what you could ever imagine, because you went all in, no matter what it is, and whether that's the faith, the fitness, the financial piece of it, become a better father, better husband, all because you just listened. And it's the whole ripple effect, as we've talked about many times, of there's 8 billion people in this world. There's enough food on everyone's table to eat. And they're going to be able to impact people and kids that we're never going to be able to impact. And you're going to be able to impact people that we're never going to be able to impact. And it's amazing of just what can happen with one conversation.
Oh, yeah. And Andy was the same way. He's like, dude, there's 8 billion people, bro. Like, I can't do this alone. Like, I'm going to help you build a coaching program. It's going to impact a lot of people. I just had lunch with Andy today. Like, you told me to just go into his office. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there watching him do one of these calls, and he just gets his ground beef and rice because that's all they eat. Kind of like Georgia, my daughter, hates ground beef and rice. That's all we're eating now, because that's what Andy said. All you eat is ground beef and rice. And he's serious. Like, all he eats is ground beef and rice.
That's it.
And we're just sitting there, and he's like, come over here. And he just starts eating lunch with me. And he's like, I really don't care what you do. He's like, this whole sales thing, the whole door-to-door sales thing, it's going to be kind of comical. That we're going to go door-to-door together. More on that in a second. But, like, he's like, all that freaking matters is, like, how are you going to bless lives and how are you going to bring more people to God? And that's it. He's like, I literally don't care about anything else you do, bro. Sorry. Like, not in a bad way, but he's like, doesn't matter. Like, how are you helping people? But I think one of the best things as a coach is after you've helped somebody, they want to go, dude, one thing I'll tell you, you changed my life so much to where, when we were just down in Vegas with Bradley. Yep. And he's like, well, these people didn't change your life. You changed your life. And I'm like, dude, come on. Like, I get it. Like, I implemented. But if there are not key players in my life that are the guardrails that bring me back, like, I'm not who I am today. And so, like, yeah, I can truthfully say, like, if you had not sent me a message on Instagram, I'm not where I am right now. 100%. So did you change my life? Yes. Did I implement a lot? Did I do a lot? Yes. But, like, one of the things I've told you is, like, I just want to get as many people as I can in front of you now. One of the things that cracks me up about, like, students that I coach, and so if you're listening to this, you probably know who you are, but he's like, bro, get me a referral code. I want to, like, I'm like, no, how about the coaching helped you so much that you just want to go help other people now? Like, back off, dude. Like, people are going to buy my stuff anyways. I don't need to give you a referral code and give you kickbacks on this stuff. Like, it's impacting your summer, but, like, you're having one of the biggest summers of your life. A kid messaged me the other day. He's like, hey, bro, a friend of mine saw how good I'm doing, and now he wants to join. Can I get a referral code? And I'm like, how about your referral bonus is you helping someone else out? Because I think for me, it's like, I'm going to go help as many people as I can, and then anybody who changes my life, I just throw people in front of them.
Yeah.
So, like, my coach, Brian Lund, who helped me get shredded, I told you about this at Limitless. There's a guy named Matt Mendoza, and he was asking me how I got in shape. And I'm like, well, I hired a coach. I paid the money. And when you pay the money, you pay attention. And I totally believe that. It's not just something that coaches say to make more money. Although it does benefit me financially to say that. It's actually true for the client that when they pay, they actually take their life seriously for the first time ever in their freaking
100%.
life. 100%. And so I'm talking to this guy named Matt, and I'm like, he's like, I got to lose weight. I'm like, cool. Like, hire Brian. Like, why are you waiting around? Like, just get, like, let's call him right now. Like, let's get this going. How much is it? I'm like, well, you're going to get this, this, and this, this. It's $5,200. And he goes, okay. And I'm like, okay, I'll connect you with him right now. So then he gets his phone out and he just calls Brian and he goes, hi, Brian. I don't know who you are. Austin told me to call you. And I'm just going to read off the card numbers right now before I change my mind. And Brian's like, all right. Is this a Visa or an Amex? Like, that was it. That was the conversation.
Yeah.
And he bought this coaching program without even knowing, but because he had seen it change my life, he's like, oh, I have to do it too.
Yep.
But I think, like for anybody listening to this, like on the YouTube channel, because we'll post this on my YouTube page. Like hit up Chandler to come to one of these events because they're freaking amazing. And if you're around in the rooms with the right people, then your life just starts to change. I mean, I have another video that I posted earlier about like my wife and I's testimonial story about like the ELLIOT group. But my coach then called me. He's like, dude, what can I do to repay you? I was like, how about first time in my life that my wife's actively like initiated intimacy? Does that sound like a good trade-off? And he goes, okay, fair enough, bro. Like he wanted to give me money, and I'm like, don't give me your money. Like just go change his life now.
Yeah.
And I think that's where like my business has exploded too, because I see that the more people I help, the more people are going to tell their friends, and it's like that's how you know. Dude, you've like over delivered so much for us, and driving us to the Sprinter van. You're always giving us energy drinks. Except the other day you text me, you're like, I was like, can I get an energy drink? You're like, no. And my brain that doesn't register sarcasm, I'm like, fair enough. I don't register sarcasm too well. I knew it was probably, but I'm like, well, maybe he's serious. So, so anyways, but you've done so much for our family, and it's so cool, dude. And I text you all the time, like, I will be number one student and number one referral of people forever, because like. And I've already referred some friends over. I'm like, dude, you got to get with these people, go to these events, and then things will start happening in your life.
100%.
Like Tyler's a dope example too.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm talking a lot, but it's like it's so cool to coach, and it's cool to be coach, and it's cool to be coach. And I don't think you can be a good coach if you're not willing to invest in yourself either.
It's fraudulent. There's no way that you can coach anyone if you haven't spent the money yourself and you're not actively living the way that you preach. And that's where a lot of people, especially online, is that's a big up and coming industry now is online coaching. That's why a majority of them go out of business, because two things: they're focusing all about the money. That's all they're chasing, and they're not chasing the man or the values that they want to instill and become in their life. And then secondarily is it's just money driven. That's it. Like it's plain and simple, and they don't really care about impacting the people secondarily. And that's where I've seen a massive shift. You've always had a great heart, but now it's 100 times fold, doubling down on, okay, how can I actually change this kid's life? They're all 18 to 22 year old. A lot of them don't have father figures or a lack of father figures in their life, and it's like you can be that figure for them to instill the values, have them get in shape, change their life with one conversation, and it's just amazing of the ripple effect of positivity in life. And we live in such a dark world where no matter what you watch online or consume, it's always negative. And that's what sells nowadays is the gossip and the negativity in the world, especially on the news, and who knows what's real and what's not real. And it's like there's very few people in this world that are actually trying to be a light. And those are the people that are like, okay, you're going to impact millions of people. And as soon as you can identify them, cool, whatever we got to do to help you out. And it's genuinely, how can we help you more? How can we serve you more? And eventually the money will come, whether that's now, 6 months, a year, cool. As long as we know in our heart that we did everything we can, God will always take care of us.
Yeah. I think also like I look back on kind of the timing of everything, and I don't think that I was going to be open to like talking to somebody until I could relate with somebody. So like kind of like I mentioned how I lost my dad on my mission. It was like a year into my mission down in South America, and my dad died. I'm sorry, my dad got diagnosed, and then 6 months after that, so 18 months in, he died of leukemia. So it was like a very quick thing. Well, I had 6 months left on my mission, and my only mission companion that was actually able to help me kind of like start waking up on time again and start working out and dude, I was a missionary for my church, and I wasn't even saying morning prayers because I was like so depressed. I was like, why am I praying? Like, like, what's the point? Like, it's actually pretty crazy that I was a missionary for my church, and I just wasn't even, I just kind of floating through, my mission.
Well, you were negative spiraling is what was happening.
So bad. And the only person that was able to help me was a mission companion who also had lost his mom to cancer, and he was the only one I could connect with. And eventually he helped me get back to working out again. He helped me find a little bit more joy. He was like, hey, bro, like, we're going to say prayers at night. And it didn't ever come to me as like, oh, screw you. Like, you don't get me. No, he did get me. Like, his mom died from cancer.
Yeah.
His name was Kai Kao, okay? Elder Kao, K-A-U. K-A-I and then K-A-U. But he was the only person that was actually able to look at me and be like, hey, dude, we're going to start doing things this way. And I didn't feel as hypocritical because he could level with me. And he did it in a way that, like, he spoke to the heart as opposed to just bringing the hammer down on me. And so I think, dude, with you too, is like, oh, there's a girl dad hitting me up. Like, this is a dad. So I think there was something there that was like, I'm going to listen to him because he's also a dad. Like, he also gets my life. And so I look back on kind of how everything happened, and I'm like, that's part of the reason where I was like, I'll listen. It's so cool because you actually like get what we were going through in our life. Like,
Yeah.
married with kids. I think being a girl dad's the best. You're having your other daughter here soon, which is sick.
Coming up any moment now.
But I look back I get excited about what's ahead.
For sure.
Because, like, dude, after doing the Brotherhood and everything, and after joining, like, all these things started falling into place. The YouTube episode with Andy, which I initially wanted to do as a sell-off, to be like, who can sell more accounts? So stupid. Like that's just such a stupid way to go about things. Like, no, it's like, we're doing one now, and it's going to be, hey, we're going to go door to door together, and it's going to be funny, and it's going to be exciting, and we're going to go sell accounts together and ride segways and be shirtless and jacked and tan. Like, it's going to be cool. And all the haters are going to go nuts. It's going to be fun. But that fell into place. And then we landed the Sam Taggart episode, which is like, if I hadn't been on this wavelength of like, do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now, I probably would have been like, oh, well, paying the upgrade for the booth at Door to Door Con, probably out of the budget. I'm just going to do this option. Whereas, like, I'm making investments and I'm pulling triggers on things that make sense. And the Brad Lee podcast, like, on the drop of a dime, we just decided to go down to Vegas, and that was cool for you to be there with me, dude.
It was a very fun experience,
dude. I will never forget that. It would have been so different if I had not gone with you. Like, I just would have gone in there, sat in a hotel, gone to a podcast, and left.
Yep.
And we met some cool people. Like, it was sick. But that was a crazy moment for me to, like, sit there, because I still remember the music of, like, you know, this is Brad Lee, and I'm sitting in a dream that I had, like, because I knew that I wanted that to happen, and I'm like, whoa, I'm here. It was the coolest thing ever.
Well, tell the full circle moment of being at that hotel.
Oh yeah, so I went to a thing called Closer School Live. That was a Brad Lee event in conjunction with Andy Elliott and Sam Taggart. And I knew who Sam Taggart was because Sam Taggart was the door-to-door guy. He does door-to-door con. That's who I got my Golden Door Award, like the 1,067 pest control accounts. And he gave me an award. It's a plaque that has a metal fox head on it. And that was my award. And that's like one of my big, like, credibility things of like, oh, Austin did 1,000 accounts. But I went to this event because I heard Sam Taggart was doing it. And I see these ads, and like, there's a scary bald man yelling at the camera, and I'm like, dude, this guy actually sounds intense. Like, we should go see this dude. And I was speaking to the CEO at the time of Anthem Pest Control, who is a member of the Brotherhood, who needs to get his butt down here. My gosh, Ben, get down here. I don't know if you're gonna listen to this, but like, he needs to get back down here. But what ended up happening was I was really struggling for leadership at the time of my life because I was a top rep at my pest control company. And Ben's okay with me talking about this. Like, Ben was like extremely overweight. Like, he wasn't pushing himself physically in his life. He wasn't doing anything. Like, I saw Ben Morgan change. Okay, and I'll explain why. He was kind of more of a bitter man. This is actually huge praise to Ben. Like, this is no bad talk on him. He was more of a bitter man. When people would wrong Ben, he would just lash out, and he was aggressive. Okay. And I told Ben, I was like, dude, I didn't really have a ton of leadership. Like, I didn't look up to Ben at all. I was like, dude, I was thinking about leaving his company. And I went to this event, and I see Andy Elliott, Brad Lee, and Sam Taggart speak, and I was damn near close to leaving. I texted Kaya, I was like, we are leaving Anthem Pest Control, and we're going to go work for Andy Elliott. This is at the event. So I get to meet Andy, I meet him backstage. I buy the rebook, and I'm standing there on stage, and I take a picture. I'm like, holy crap, I see him speaking to all these people, and I take a picture of it. I'm like, that could, and I kept the picture.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's going to be me one day. And I look back on that picture all the time. I'm like, that's going to be me one day. That's going to be me one day. Well, I ran into Andy at the I remember calling Kai. I'm like, dude, we're going to move to Arizona, sell everything. Let's leave and let's move to Arizona. Let's go work for Andy. And I ran into him at the airport and I'm like, dude, I want to work for you. Like, basically, I'm going to leave Ben Morgan and I'm going to go work for you. And he's like, get in the best shape of your life and we'll talk later. And I never did anything. Ben Morgan, though, bring it full circle, Ben Morgan paid Andy a handsome amount of money to be mentored by him. This is before the Brotherhood even started. Ben Morgan dropped all of this weight. His anger went away, and he became like one of the coolest dudes in the world. He became one of the best husbands and fathers. Like, he just became a family man.
Yeah.
And dude, like, he's still a really good dude. He just hasn't been coming around enough, and he needs to be here more because, you know, the weight comes back on. But he used to be like almost 350 pounds. I don't know what he was, but he was huge. And then he lost all this weight, and now he's in way better shape now. But like, he literally, because he invested in working with Andy years ago, so I think it was 2023, we said, he totally changed his life forever.
Yep.
But like, Ben and I are really good friends to this day. And one of the cool things about Ben is he was the guy that was like, dude, open this credit card right now. Like, you need to open up this credit card. Just see how much you get approved for. Knowing that it was a no limit credit card. And so I applied for it. And he goes, thanks for the points. And he goes, by the way, you're in the Brotherhood. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? And he's like, you got approved. It's a no spend limit card. I was like, oh my gosh, I have no excuses now. And I ran it up. So Ben was another guy that kind of pushed me off the ledge.
Yep.
And
well, he
cool.
FaceTimed me out of nowhere. It was a Georgia number.
Oh
and
yeah, didn't he say, give me Chandler's number?
Yeah, and you guys were in the sauna.
Yeah.
And because I've never met him before, never talked to him. You spoke about him, but that was it. And then he FaceTimed me, and it was a Georgia number, but it was a...
Oh, he said Austin just got his credit card.
Yeah. He's like, I just made Austin order the credit card. He got approved. He'll be here in 2 days. He's in. I'm like, okay, cool.
It's cool though, because but it's cool to see Ben's change. And this is just more of like a spotlight for him too, because it just shows like, dude, like, it's just proof that if you're around the right people, your life starts to change. And you start thinking really differently. And so Ben was, you know, you got to come down to an event soon. But like, because when he's here, he's performing at a way better level everywhere in his life, just like anybody. Like, I make sure to come here to every single event. I told Kai, if we're going to do the Brotherhood, we're there every month. We don't miss a single event. We buy the ticket. We show up no matter what. It just takes precedence over everything on our calendar. Because if we're going to do this is like my, you know, people spend how much in college? Like, sometimes tuition is
$50,000 to $250,000.
Yeah, and then oh well, I'm going to invest 120 grand into being mentored by someone who's built a 9-figure business and to be around amazing people, have good values, take good care of themselves, and you're instantly labeled as crazy. And like, I'm sure that video that I posted, I'm gonna get hate for it.
A lot, yeah.
But it's like, dude, I just paid a tuition to learn and to accelerate timeframes and to like be around good people. Best investments I've ever. Well, and you know this, I've made plenty of other investments. You know, we're gonna have Andy come speak at our event on March 3rd. Like, the YouTube episode, invested in that. Like, we invested in so many things to like build our business, but it's also, we're just building ourselves, and that's really what's happening. And by doing that, we've been able to inspire a lot of people. Like, I get texted all the time, like, hey, dude, like, you inspired me to lose weight. Like, let's go. I should start a fitness company. But like, no, I don't. That's not my thing. I got a friend like Tyler. So bringing it back to Tyler, we brought Tyler down here, and Tyler, he has just a normal job, like, and he invested $10,000 to go to a marriage retreat with him and his wife, and now he's building his coaching program. And then he hired Brian, the guy that helped me get shredded. He invested thousands with Brian. It's like, Tyler's life is going to go, dude. I can't wait to see where his life goes.
I'm so pumped because he's seen the fruits that the coaching program has, like you've built, the fruits of your tree that you're building.
Yeah,
and it's very cool to see the back end of it. It's not just some fake like influencer that is online. That's like, you guys work out together, you guys families
every day
together, you guys go to dinners together. Like, you guys are truly integrated as darn near blood brothers.
We're brothers, dude.
And
yeah,
it's cool to see where he is just a couple steps behind you. But the difference is he
Oh,
can
he's
already see where you're at, and we can compress that time frame. And you're obviously now working with us too on both of you guys' side.
oh, game
What
over.
you can accomplish in the last year and 8 months, he can accomplish in 8 months or whatever time
Yeah,
frame. And it's just that's the fun part about what we do and what you do is, and now you could actually get to help your true brothers
yeah.
that you get to run with. And it's I was laughing last night when we were at Top Golf with Josh and Mike and
Judd.
Tyler,
Oh yeah,
Judd
Judd.
as
Oh
well.
yeah.
And it's just that's what we all wanted in our lives is, yeah, we all have family, but there's also a chosen family that we specifically choose that they're all like-minded crazy people that are all in the brotherhood or going to be in the brotherhood that we want to run with.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing of having those. We were there till 12:30 at night last night, sitting in the parking
Oh,
lot
dude.
talking. Like, and it's like, where else can you get that we're all sober, none of us are drinking, none of us are doing drugs.
Yeah.
The whole premises of that conversation was helping Mike start and grow his coaching company. Him and his wife going to be joining the brotherhood and becoming the best versions of themselves. It's where else can you get those conversations?
He texts me. He goes, "My brain is humming or burning or something."
It was
Like,
humming, yeah, yeah.
yeah, he's like totally like wired up and excited. And we got everybody committed to or bald. It's just sick.
I think there's 12 of us in the group chat now.
Yeah. There'll be, what is it, 1,200 videos by the time. There'll either be 1,200 videos or any number short and bald people. So online, because yeah, it's like everyone's posting on social media, building their message, like building their brand and being able to get their message out.
Yep.
And yeah, Tyler's doing it too. Like Tyler has these reels that'll pop off and do like 5,000 views out of nowhere, and he's like, "Why did that do well? I don't know. Cool. I think it's so interesting with social media because your social media has gotten significantly better in this time when you're doing the or bald, and you've actually made some connections through it. But I was gonna say, like, oh, people always talk about the algorithm. It's like algorithm is just people. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it did well with the algorithm. No, you just connected with another human on the other side of a screen, and they happened to watch it longer, and therefore it was shared with more people because it connected with people. And that's what's cool about doing this social media stuff is like I've been really open about my life and a lot of my failures recently and where we were at before we joined the brotherhood. Like, dude, I'm an open book when I talk to young dudes about like my struggles post mission, like with how I came home from my mission like struggling with grief, and like I've turned back to pornography, like a habit that I thought and an addiction that I thought was like, oh, that was just when I was a young guy. And no, it's like, no, this came back roaring back into my life.
Why do you think it came back?
Just didn't deal with the grief of losing my dad, and I didn't know how to deal with things in a healthy way.
Were you isolated as well? Did you have like a support system or brotherhood?
I had a cheerleading team, but like I had a lot of time. Like I was on a cheerleading team at the time, but like, and I was friends with dudes that like that were all trying to live really good lives. But what ended up I was hanging out with guys. Gratefully, we're all married, but I was hanging out with guys that they weren't bad people, but we all tolerated things that just weren't good.
Standards
Like,
were different.
yeah, the standards were hella low, and somehow we all ended up married with kids, and we're all doing great now. Fantastic. But like a lot of things that were talked about in a like lightheartedly, like, oh, whatever. It's like, no, like you fell short of the standard that we're supposed to keep. Like you need to get back on track.
Yeah.
Like that's the type of friend I needed to have in my life. And that's nothing bad on them. We just were all a product of like each other, and we weren't helping each other a whole lot.
Yep.
So I think that was a post mission with like after my mission, like even with pornography or even with girls, like being promiscuous with the girls is like, no, like that's not who I am. I'm gonna live a chaste life and actually get married to the woman of my dreams. And eventually I found Kaya, and she was a lot better about being like, bro, knock it off. Like we're not doing this stuff. Like we're gonna get married in the temple, and we're gonna like figure this out. Like you don't get to be a horn dog, dude. Like come on. And it was cool to have a wife that finally held me to a high standard.
Yeah.
And she's the whole reason we're in the brotherhood now.
100%.
Like she's the whole reason that she was like, Austin, this is what you're supposed to do. You need to pull the trigger and you need to do it. And then the Ben Morgan conversation of open the card, let's see what you get approved for. Dude, a catalyst of all that stuff of just people that actually cared about me it led to a lot of good. And I think that's why I'm like so harsh on Ben. I call him and I like scream at him some days. But I'm so harsh on Ben because I'm like, dude, I got you in the brotherhood. You had a change of heart in your life. And now I've had the same change and I'm screaming for you to get back in here because I know what it can do for you.
Yeah, to me, it's like with anyone, but Ben specifically in this case, is he broke through, like he's doing better than most for sure.
And he's still
And
an amazing dude.
yeah, for sure, amazing, amazing heart and amazing mentor, and he just broke through level one, right? Now he's at level two, and now it's like, you got to break to level two to get to level three. But
Uh-huh.
every time you break through a level, you're at the top of that level one. You got to start over at the bottom of level two, and that's where some people get comfortable, or what we see sometimes, unfortunately, is people become distant, right? They don't come back to events, or they will come back every once in a while, and it's like you got to be recharged all the time. Like you got to be getting your cup filled up, so then you can in turn fill other people's cups up. And then, like you said, the standards. Most people don't have standards in life, or they're very, very low, and no one's. There's too
Yeah.
many yes men in this world, especially with friends and family and close people. They're never going to call you your BS and call you up to become the best version of yourself.
Or and without going into too many names, but like there's people that we've wanted to help,
Yeah.
called them out on their BS, and then it instantly backfired.
Yep.
And I've seen that before. It's like you're not coachable right now. Like something's gonna have to happen for you to become coachable.
It's the
And
wrong, like, I know in our heart what we do is we transform lives every single day. Businesses and individuals, it doesn't matter. Anything and everything we can help with. But that person has to be ready for that. They have to be able to receive what they're wanting to change, and then they can change it. If not, like, we're not going to do business. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
Because of the fact that they're not ready, and it's not going to be a two-way street. Like, we're not transactional. We're going to be relationship driven, and the pain doesn't hurt enough at the end of the day for them to change.
I've had to cut one-on-one clients because I'm like, this doesn't make sense anymore. Like I don't even want your money. Like, get out. You're not coachable. Because it's not a money thing. It's like I want to see you transform.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense. We're done. I'd rather work with somebody who is not the top number one seller, that is extremely coachable, that is working their butt off and wanting to grow, rather than somebody who is, selling at a really high level, but they're not coachable and they don't want to learn and grow. But yeah, it's so interesting because I wasn't coachable when I first got on a call with you. Like there was other mentors in my life that are really good who are all speaking at the event, but aside from Brian, but like Ben Care and Jeremy Davis. Like I wasn't a complete turd, but there were things in my life that I was hurting about, like specifically my physical fitness, and the way I expressed that was by lashing out. And I was really self-conscious about it. I mean, yeah, we had those, like my wife and I would have fights over the fact that like, hey, you never initiate. Okay, well, dude, like, I mean, did you see what you look like? Like, I mean, it wasn't fun. Like, I mean, I'm like, what a saint. Like my wife was a saint. I'm like, this is crazy. But
And she stuck through everything,
yeah,
good
she
and bad, and
stuck through everything. And I think that's why Kaya is so amazing in my life, because she married me knowing that I had a lot of potential. And she also loved me where I was at too. And she still loves me. And the funny thing is, I am so freaking confident in myself now, but the same level of like confidence I had when I was super chunky. So like I just needed somebody to be like, dude, you're not in good shape. And that's kind of the role that the BMS played for him. Like, I can't be fat when I go see Andy. Brian Lund was the first guy that told me I could weigh 185 pounds. I was like, you're full of crap, but let's do it. Like, that's another thing too, is like when Brian got on the phone with me, I was like, yeah, I want to get in shape, probably weigh 220 pounds. And he's like, how about we get you shredded and lean at 185? And I'm like, I don't even know if that's possible for a big guy like me. He's like, oh, dude, it's possible. And he's like, let's go. He gets so excited on the calls. I'm like, this guy is so full of crap. But you know what? F it. Let's go. And I, ran the cards to invest in physical fitness against Kaya's will, because she was not excited about that, because she's a personal trainer. And she's like, oh, I'll be your coach. And I'm like, no, you're my wife. Like, you're not my coach. And the cool thing about Brian is he'll like jazz me up, like, dude, look at your bicep vein and look at the striations. And Kaya does not do that. Like, she's my wife. She already gets to hear me enough being like, look how sexy I look. And I look like friggin' Jabba the Hutt, And so, She was unable to do that in a way that would actually be like authentic because even at Jabba the Hutt status, Ben Morgan always would be like, "Uba la chaka," but like even at that big, I thought I looked like Hercules, and I did not. Looking back now, but dude, I'm like having a coach in my corner that can help me, like Brian, was so huge. Like I think anybody that's doing anything in their life that's big is like need to invest in coaching. You just dropped thousands of dollars to go to the vault with Patrick Bet David.
Yep.
Thousands, dude.
15,000.
$15,000. Yeah, and it's the return on that is going to be huge because you grow, and it's like, dude, I think I said it. We've between paying for Andy to come speak and the Brotherhood and all these other packages that you have thrown to me, which have been amazing value, and the podcasts, all this sort of stuff. Like I think over 30% of our revenue this year, like $300,000, we're gonna gross $1 million in revenue. I don't know how. We've got 4 more months to figure out how to do it. But that's not a pride thing. That's just like that's something that we talked about in January. Like, dude, you can do $1 million in revenue.
Yep.
It's like we're gonna figure out how to make it happen. It's gonna be sick. But that's not look at me. It's, dude, there are people out there. There are people out there like Tyler that have a gift that can monetize it by blessing lives. And
No better world.
yeah, dude, it's like coaching is the coolest thing in the world. And I'm an online coach now that's blessing sales reps. I'm teaching them how to sell in their ear while they're selling. And I know what it is like to sell. It's so freaking fun. And is it require an investment? Hell yeah. Because if you paid like $50 a month, no one would care.
Yeah.
But as soon as you actually start investing like serious money, you actually take yourself seriously, and the investment pays itself like way faster. Because you know that I paid all my credit cards off in 5 weeks from the Brotherhood.
Yep.
And then the most recent expense of having Andy come out, I swear it's almost paid off. Like, but there's other stuff I've paid for. It's like running a business is not always sexy. Sometimes you have to be a little ballsy to run a business. And that's what I'm realizing this year. But it's been fun. Like, we're blessing lives. There are people that rely on me for payroll now. Like Norman, my media guy, literally, like, he relies on Major Sales Training to.
Yeah.
My personal assistant literally relies on Major Sales Training. And what I learned this week is there's a lot of other people that are going to be a part of our business that we don't even know yet. There are people that I know who the key players are. Like, I can imagine Tyler. I'm like, well, what's Tyler going to do? But last time Tyler was out here, he's like, dude, I want you to help build this. I want to help you build this thing. I was like, bro, I don't know what I can do. I don't know where you can help right now, but like, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But I know that there are people that want to build this with me, and that's exciting because I see how Andy built his thing, and it's really just people who believed in Andy that wanted to build it with him.
And that's it. And Jacqueline and Andy always say, like, as you heard the last 2 days, it's never about them. It's always about the team. Same with you as well too. Of now you have 3-4 lives that depend on you to put food on the table.
It's crazy.
And it's not about Austin. It's not about Kaya. It's about the people that you impact in this world. Whether that's a client, whether that's an employee, whether that's a videographer. Like, it's now our responsibilities and our duties to grow and become the best versions of ourselves to now impact them. Because you may have 3-4 people now underneath your belt, but what happens when you have a team of 100?
Yeah.
You're going to have even more responsibility to grow and get to that next level to now help them achieve their biggest dreams and goals underneath your umbrella of the Major Sales Training.
Yeah, like there's dreams that Norman has, and like that he wants to go accomplish. And Tyler was like, "Hey, we want to work for you," but like, funny enough, we had already booked a cruise to go on a cruise with the McPhee family, the Tyler McPhee and his family. It's like, oh, like these people that I love and that are like my closest friends are like the people that are gonna help us build this. And I didn't have to ask. He was like, hey, we're gonna build this with you. I'm like, all right, let's go. I don't know. I still am figuring out a lot of things. But yeah, there's some times where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing half the time, but I'm just like, that's why I think Kaya's brain is like way good for me because she's been more analytical, and I'm just like, dude, I can fire from the hip so good. And it's so fun. That's where a lot of really good things have come in my life, like being a cheerleader, impulse decision, starting major sales training, something just fell in. I think God's just been so big about putting the right people in my life,
That's
and
all it
that's
is.
it.
It's
Because
God's will.
he's like, hey Austin, I know that you're supposed to become this person. If left to your own devices, you will utterly fail. So here's all these people that are gonna help you get there. And one of my mentors, Jeremy Davis, hit me up the other day. He's like, dude, one thing you do a really good job at is give away credit. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I just have to, because I'm like, I just wouldn't be who I am today without all the people who have helped me. I think I've mentioned them all, like you, Andy, Jeremy Davis, Brian Lund, Ben Kerr. Like, you guys have all been incredible people in my life. Like, I'm not Austin Mazer without everybody else, and especially my wife and my kids, right? And so it's cool, dude, because it's like, I've seen you change a ton. We were just talking about this. I've seen you change a ton. You look different than you did in January.
100%.
And it's cool to see you change too, and you've grown as a coach, and now people ask you for advice, or help sometimes too, because it's like, dude, Chandler's dude. I look at what a coach, and this, I mean, you'd be like, oh, Austin, you're biased, but I'm like, dude, I feel like you're like the gold standard of how a coach should be here, because we've felt so much love from how you've poured into Kaya and I, and that really wowed Kaya when we came here the first time. The squishy chairs up front, bad idea, almost fell asleep. But just as little things of the canvas that you sent me with the brotherhood thing, which is devious, bro. Hey, what's this thing that? So Chandler sent me a canvas after I bought a ticket to come to an event that said brotherhood underneath it with a jacked version of me.
It's 2 foot wide by 3 feet tall canvas.
Yeah, huge. And I'm like, dude, that's sick. It looks like a jacked version of me. It looks like Andy Elliott and me had a baby, by the way. It looks like a mixture of me and him. But because Kaya was like, that's not you, that's Andy Elliott. And I'm like, no, it's me. And then Georgia looked at it and she goes, is that Andy? And I'm like, no, it's me, guys. But the crazy thing is, now I hung it at my gym. I look like that now.
Yep.
Okay. I actually have a jawbone, and I don't have an oval. Okay. But what's cool is, it said brotherhood at the bottom, and I'm like, what's that? And you go, oh, that's the next coaching program that you're going to be a part of. And I'm like, what's that cost? 120 grand. Dude, you're hilarious. Thanks, bro. That, but I still thought, this guy is so full of crap. But it's kind of like the Brian Lund thing. We're going to weigh 185. This guy's full of crap. Let's go.
Yep.
I was like, I think it's so cool, as a coach, to have I told you this when that happened, of having the vision of who people can become. And
Yep.
Andy did that for you. You did that for me. And I do that for my own students, of seeing who they can become. The best missionaries were the ones that, when they would knock on the door, they wouldn't see them for all of the bad stuff they had going on in their life, or all the mistakes they had. They saw them as the person dressed in white and going into a baptismal font and getting baptized. That's who they would see them as. And so I was like, dude, Chandler has this ability to see me for who I can become. And looking back, that's what I see now.
Yeah.
And so freaking grateful. But to connect that whole story, you've sent us packages. It's not a requirement for you to send us stuff.
Nope.
But you sent us a towel warmer. So every single morning now, I'm like, that backpack's sitting over there. I use it every day now. It's you just send us these thoughtful gifts. It doesn't mean that you have to do that. I feel like our love language is maybe it is gifts, but it's you've just done these little things here and there that I'm like, oh, it's so cool. Or the gift you sent us the other day, the lead thing, the poster that I have in my office now.
Yep.
That's cool, dude. And so, it's so cool to me to see, I feel like you've grown as a coach so much, and you continue to provide value to us with more offers. I know that, I always joke with Kaya, as soon as I send a screenshot to Chandler with all balls from my Amex statement, it's like, oh, dude, another offer's coming, right? We just won't send some screenshots for a bit. But no, but in all seriousness, every time we have, paid off an investment, whether it's a brotherhood or a YouTube opportunity, which is stupid how crazy. This has never happened, but Nanny's never knocked doors before.
Never.
Even though people have begged him to do it.
Many times.
Yeah, I'm the first person he's done it with, and Jacqueline shut it down at first, but somehow it happened. So it's just crazy to me, like insane how everything fell into place. So like, yeah, was that a great investment? Yeah. Like having Andy come out to speak? Absolutely great. Purchasing a marriage retreat for me and my wife? Take my money. Like, cause like, let's go do things in our lives because we're making more money than we've ever made in our life. And we're reinvesting back into our business, back into social media, back into all this stuff. We're building this dream life.
Yep.
And if I were selfish, I'm like, no, I want to keep the money. I don't want to like do anything. And we're still making money. Like, it's great. But I care about the memories that I make and who I'm growing, who I'm turning into as a person. That's it.
That's the key to life right there. Money will always come and go. You can always make more money. We live in America. We're so blessed. Every single day we have the opportunity to make millions of dollars. But memories is what you keep forever. That's the only thing you're taking to the grave is the memories. But who you're going to be running alongside with as well every single day. Of most people are always running alone. And that's where the leashes come in their life. They go to isolation, the pornography, the drinking, the adultery, all the leashes that most men deal with at some point in their life, one of them, or most of them. And it's like, if you can run with amazing people, make the memories, impact people, that's, in my opinion, the key to life right there.
Yeah. Well, we've felt that. It's like, we know that like this year, we'll clear $1 million in revenue. Major sales training, year 2, $1 million in revenue. Wow. Dude, that's a cool goal. And that's kind of where this started. Like, hey, dude, you could do $1 million in revenue. I had another buddy too that hit me up and he's like, what's your goal for the year? I'm like, dude, I want to see if I can hit 500K. And I'm going to go door knock and I'm going to go try to do all this sort of stuff to try to do everything I can to make this money. And I actually had a friend laugh at me. His name's Gabe Bendito. And he laughed at me over the phone. And he's like, really? He's like, I thought a guy like you would be thinking way bigger. I was like, excuse me? And he was like, no. I just thought a guy like you would be thinking a lot bigger than you are right now. Like I actually thought, and he's like, in the best way, I love you, but I actually thought more of you.
When did he say that?
It was around the same time we started talking.
Okay.
It was January or February. So like right around when probably right around that time, like around when I bought the ticket to come to the BMS. I had the event in March. I don't know when it was, but he totally laughed at me. Like, you jerk. And no, he was like, no, in all seriousness, you need to go do $1 million in revenue this year. And then but the thing is, that wasn't a brotherhood. That was just one isolated person. Now I have all these people in my life that are like, dude, you did $1 million in revenue. That's great. Like, go do 5 next year. And so I get excited because I know all the stuff that we're doing, like with the podcasts and with building the YouTube page, which has been so much fun, and finding a place for Norman and how's he going to do it, and hiring a personal assistant. Like, my personal assistant, I see Alyssa helping out Andy all the time. I'm like, oh, dude, that's going to be my life soon. Like, and it doesn't need to take until I'm 47, like for him. Like, we could be there really fast.
Compressing time frames. That's the number one key to cutting the check for speed.
Dude, you know, one of my dreams, the rap name Fogey guy, where he's like, compressing time. Like, I'm like, dude, one day I'll show up. Dude, that's going to be another moment. You know, we made it. It's like, dude, we got the hate reel made the other day from some guy in the United Kingdom. You got 500,000 views. It was your trial reel. It was a trial reel.
Yeah.
So he had to save it somehow because it was like I don't know how he got it. He had to screen record it.
Somehow, yeah.
And then he got the trial reel. You caught some strays. Andy caught some strays who were in short shorts. And then he was like, well, let's just see what the leader of the ELLIOT army is up to. And then it cuts to me, like 20 pounds heavier, like, I'm going to go knock doors with Andy Elliott. And he's throwing all this shade. But it's like, dude, like, one of these days, I said the first time I got a cease and desist for recording on the doors, which, by the way, everything I do is legal. It's one consent states. But there's this complete loser who sold door-to-door solar that I made him look bad because he was being a jerk to me. I made him look bad because I put him on an AI throne of solar panels scamming grannies. I deserved it. But I got a demand letter from this guy. I'm like, oh, cool, I made it. Because I posted a reel within 12 hours, this guy had seen this video. So we had to delete it, like wipe it off the face of the earth. But I still have the demand letter. It's awesome.
You should frame that.
Oh, yeah, it will be in my office. Um, you know, but I'm like, I always joke. I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna get like made fun of. I'm like, cool, let's go, because I see how Andy stuff is. Like, I know that one of those reels making fun of somebody, like somebody making fun of me, it's like, oh well, this could turn into a way to help somebody.
Yeah.
And Andy today, he was like, Jesus told me I didn't have to like everybody, but Jesus told me I have to love everybody. And I love my haters. I might not like them all the time, but I love them. But I actually think he likes it because
It fuels them up. Yeah.
yeah, his favorite thing to say was, I don't drink energy drinks. And he did it on purpose when we did that last recording, because people are like, oh my gosh, but he's holding one in his hand. It's like, do you guys not know that we're just doing this like,
Yeah.
for fun?
For the rage.
Yeah. But dude, I've had so much fun like in the last 4 months, and I'm like, oh cool, we still have like 8 months left of this year's brotherhood. And I'm like, Andy today, he was like, dude, imagine where you're going to be in 3 years. I'm like, oh boy, dude, like that'll be fun. So
The wave of momentum is getting built as we speak.
yeah. Oh, and I'm like, oh dude, we got to get ready, because I'm excited for it. And it's like, dude, the whole way to measure is like success is like, how many lives did we impact?
Yep.
That's the way to see, like, did I do my job? How many lives did you impact? That's it. And the money I've seen is just, it just comes.
It comes back.
Especially in coaching. Like if I can just impact more people, it all works. It's been special. So, dude, I'm telling you, none of this is possible without you. Like, I've been way better as like a patriarch in my house, like leading family prayer. Like we're doing scripture study. We'll crack out in the Book of Mormon, read some verses at night, like teach my daughters about Jesus. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, leading my family now. And not being quiet about, like, in our own home. Like, we're literally just doing the things that I always knew I was supposed to do, but now I'm, like, around people. Like, I call Scott Hassey all the time from the Brotherhood.
Yep.
We push each other to do those things and like to take the initiative to lead our family in prayer now, or to take the scriptures out and to read them as a family. That wasn't happening in our house beforehand. I had a friend of mine, an acquaintance of mine, die the other day, and in a car accident. And I told my daughter about it, and I go, yeah, like my buddy passed away, he died in a car accident, and she goes, it's okay, Dad, he'll be resurrected. And I'm like, whoa, like my 4-year-old daughter knows that we're all going to live again and live with Jesus. And I'm like, but that wouldn't have happened if
so cool.
And if we're not teaching her, right? And so like another moment too, like when we came out here, we're like sitting on the back deck of this the Darrow. We're sitting on the Darrow balcony, and it's 5 a.m, and we just woke up. We're about to come work out. And my daughter's wired because she's going to go see her grandparents. This is before we dropped them off. And, you know, we're getting ready to go work out with the ELLIOT Army for the event. And I just sit there on the patio with her. And, I'm like, yeah, God made all that. And she's like, really? Like, that's so cool. Did God make that too? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, that's so pretty, Dad. Like, God makes cool things. I'm like, wow. So, like my little daughter, like we're teaching her about God now. So like she understands like how important it is. And so I just cool because I'm around people now that actually are like, no, this is a cool thing to do. Like this is a thing. And even within my church, like there's so many, even especially in Utah, there's so many people of like, they're all the same. So it's like no one wants to talk about faith or anything because it's like, oh yeah, you're the same as me. You're the same as me. It's like, well, no, like everybody here does believe in Jesus and we all talk about him all the time. And so that's what I think is so cool. So that's been like one of the coolest things. Like, yeah, forget the money. Yeah, I mean, like, forget the money. Like my marriage, way better, because I'm around people that push me. Like you were one all the time. When the first big financial wins I had, you're like, yeah, like, cool, dude. Glad you had to close the big deal, but like, how's your marriage doing? And I'm like, really freaking good. That's where, like, how you're with God, a lot better. I still have a lot to.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
There's always more levels, and the point of that is, a lot of people get fixated on making the money, hitting the revenue
Yeah.
numbers, hitting the big deals, and it's like then their marriage is struggling, then their walk is struggling with God, and they're not leading their kids properly. And that's why I sent you that canvas from one of our brotherhood clients.
Yeah.
Is the whole point. That's our jobs in life is to lead our families, our friends, the world, because we're in a fatherless, leadingless society now. No one ever wants to lead. Everyone wants to be a backseat driver, but never take the initiative, like you said. And we do speak about God. We do pray together. We do go to church together. This is how we need to be living, because again, the standards are raising consistently, and it's none of that would have been possible. And said, yeah, I'm raising my hand. I'm not perfect. I want to grow. I want to go to that next level.
Yeah.
I want to be around crazy people, and where that is normal, where when we go to December and for the brotherhood meetup, like all the other brotherhood kids are all going to be playing together,
Yeah.
doing the same thing, and it's going to be
Yeah, everybody. I told Kai, I'm like, hey, we're going to Mexico in December. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, we're going to Mexico. And I'm saying, okay, I guess we're going. I'm like, yeah, we are. Which just makes it weird because I'm like, do we go to Mexico with the Brotherhood and then we just like stay for with? Is it the same beach area? And you know, I don't know where it is, but I just know that dude, like you're our family now. Like that's how I view it. Like,
Yeah.
and like when we join and everything, like, oh yeah, we roll together as a family. I'm like, this guy's full of crap. Like that's what, but that's what I didn't really realize that like that could happen. Or like just like with Brian, you could be 185. No, like so it's just like there are people
the weight of the words aren't the same until you live
Yeah.
that life, until you've walked through those shoes.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that we could, like myself or Brian or any other coach could say, or even Andy, until you put your back against the wall and you live it, and then now it makes you emotional, and me
Yeah.
as well, because of the fact that it's true.
Yeah.
100% true, and you're actually living the life that you wanted to. And it's
Oh, dude, it's crazy. And then to see that video the other day, like, because we did an interview right over there with Mervin, and they interviewed us about like the Brotherhood, and I got a little emotional talking about my girls, but I'm like, he comes up to me later. He's like, yeah, we made this video, like, and I'm bald, and I'm like, what? Like that was like just an interview, like it was really good.
Yeah.
And then they slapped some music on there, and then they show pictures of me and my daughters and Kaya. And dude, I was like bawling my eyes out because I'm like, holy crap! Like, and my wife, when we were watching it, she was like, when it was the before and afters, when I was fat Mazer to now, she's like, that's you now, dude. Like, and trust me, Kaya gets to see every day. I just flex in front of the mirror, and I'm like, look at me, like, and she's like, I know, you look good, but like that in that moment, I was like totally like, oh my gosh, dude, like that was me. Like in a scary way, like that was me. Like,
well, a lot of times we forget of how much we've truly changed, and
oh
especially
gosh,
like with pictures, that's the only way to truly tell, of having that consistent reminder of, because sometimes we make it down on ourselves or have a bad meal or a bad week, maybe not our meal plans or not exactly how we want it to be, and then we forget, oh my gosh, we've transformed multiple lives over in the last 90 days. And like, especially with a massive like physical transformation, it's like that's just one pillar. Like,
yeah,
it's hard to quantify the relationship with God, or again, leading now your kids and your family closer to God, and your marriage. You can't quantify those things, but sometimes we forget of how much we've grown until again reminded like that, and it's like, holy cow. And that's only been 7 months, like in total, like the time frame of.
Well, and I started thinking differently from the moment I started hopping on calls with you. I started holding myself differently in the house, because I'm like, I can hold myself to a higher standard, because Chandler's talking about it now. Like, this is what can happen if you actually start to like make this a priority in your life. And you had that one client that you talked to the other day that is no longer with us, died, but you heard back from his brother, right? And he's like, yep. My brother changed because of a couple calls with you. That's sick.
Yeah.
Like, so the coaching world, it's so cool, because it's like we're like, this is a fun podcast. We've been wanting to do it forever. This is way cool, like, that we get to do it now after like the Brad Lee thing was so much fun. I'm actually glad we did it till later because it's like it's so cool to see all this other stuff happen.
Yeah.
What in the world? So we'll see. Like that whole Brad Lee podcast. Bet you some big opportunities come from that. We'll see what happens. But I'm like, yeah, we love you, bro.
Love you too, man. It's been a fun journey, and it's going to be truly a full circle when we go back to Vegas in October and get to meet at Brad's facility with Brad and Andy there, and I was going to have to do a picture there too. It'll be fun.
Oh, dude.
And, yeah.
Six pack or bold for Brad Lee. Freaking he's not doing it. Well, that is a conclusion of our episode. If you ever want to go to an event, hit up Chandler. Like text me personally if you have my number, or just follow official Chandler Widman. I'm saying it right finally. Official Chandler Widman on Instagram, and just hit him up. Like come to an event. Like these are the best things that you can do. Maybe you're like, oh, I don't want to do brotherhood stuff. That's fine. Just come to an event and be around cool people.
Whether that's like a sales event, could be a leadership event, could be a business event. We have social media events. We have marriage events. Anything under the sun, we can help with.
Yeah, we're doing a marriage retreat. We're doing 2 marriage retreats. Like, and Kaya was the one that wanted to do that too. She's like, oh, we're gonna go to that one too. Like in Vegas, we're gonna go to Vegas for 2 days, and learn from Steve Weatherford and Andy Elliott. Like the dudes will, and then all the girls are gonna go hang out with Jackie for a day, and then the final day we all get together. It'd be really cool. So like there's all these different things you can do in personal development. If you haven't invested $1 in yourself and you're in pest control, first of all, buy the course, dang it. But like personal development is like the number one thing that you can do to accelerate your growth in sales. So if you've never spent money on yourself and you want to take sales seriously, that you need to start there. Like you need to start investing in yourself immediately so you can start having changes in your life. So
100%.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.